I am Marcy's mom, Jennifer Robertson, and I have two books to read for y'all today. First one is Mr. Willowby's Christmas Tree. Okay. Mr. Willowby's Christmas tree came by special delivery, full and fresh and glistening green, the biggest tree he had ever seen. He dashed downstairs to open the door. This was the moment he'd waited for. A magnificent tree, splendid, he cried. Please, sir, won't you carry it right inside? I think it might look best this year right in the parlor corner here. But once the tree stood in its place, Mr. Willowby made a terrible face. The tree touched the ceiling, then bent like a bow. Oh, good heavens, he gasped. Something must go. See, the top of the tree is just bent a little bit. Baxter, the butler, was called on in haste to chop off the top, though it seemed quite a waste. That's great, Mr. Willowby cried with glee. Now we can start to trim my tree. See there, Baxter cut the top off. When the trimming was well underway, the top was placed on a silver tray. Baxter said, I know just who'd be delighted with this Christmas tree. So it was presented to Miss Adelaide, Mr. Willowby's upstairs maid. There's Baxter giving it to her. It's like its own little tree. Won't this tree be a pretty sight when I have trimmed it later tonight? But the top, oh dear, I'm so afraid will have to be cut, sighed Miss Adelaide. She's in her apartment and it's touching the top of her roof. And so, with scissors sharp and long, she snipped off the top while she hummed a song. The top was set out the very next day in back of the house to be thrown away. She snipped it off and put it in the trash. That little treetop caught the eye of Tim, the gardener, passing by. He certainly was not about to see that little tree thrown out. He hurried home straight away to see what Mrs. Tim would say. There he is going home. Fa la la, surprise, surprise. His wife could not believe her eyes. But our house, she said, is so snug and small. I do not believe we need it all. And before Tim had a chance to shout, she cut off the top and threw it out. So there she is with the tree, and then she snipped a little bit off the top and threw it out the window. Barnaby Bear was padding by. It almost hit him in the eye. Now, who would throw a tree away so very close to Christmas Day? There's Barnaby Bear, and he sees that little top on the ground. I'll take it home. That's what I'll do. Look, Mama Bear, I have a present for you. And he brings it home to Mama Bear. Isn't it a pretty tree? Yawned Barnaby quite drowsily. But Little Bear, standing off far, cried out, that tree won't hold a star. Because look, it's bending over on top of their fireplace. Barnaby said, let's cut a hunk off the bottom here at the trunk. But Mama Bear just shook her head and sliced the treetop off instead. And there she goes, cutting off the top. Jolly by golly, Barnaby said with a kick. Mama, that surely is just the right trick. And there's a little piece on the floor. Let's trim it with bells and honey rings, some berries and tinsel, and popcorn on strings. Mama said, trim it just as you like. I've got to tidy up for the night. This top we won't need anymore. I'll just put it outside the door. There she goes to put it outside. Later on that frosty night, Frisky Fox came into sight. He spied the treetop, rubbed his chin, opened his sack, and stuffed the top in. There's Frisky Fox, and he sees the little tree. So he puts it in his bag. He scampered home and jumped his gate. This Christmas present couldn't wait. It's even better than mincemeat pie, said Mrs. Fox with a happy sigh. She's super excited. Then the foxes saw that their Christmas prize was just a wee bit oversized. See, again, it's just like, it's touching the roof. There, my dears, don't you worry. I'll fix this top now in a hurry. Cut the top off. Benjamin Rabbit found it then, just outside the fox's den. It seems, he thought, most certainly, Santa left that for my family. See, he sees it just right there. Look, he cried, see the tree I found? With that, he called his family round. Then there was a merrymaking, rollicking, frolicking, carrot-shaking celebration around the tree. All were as happy as rabbits could be. He's bringing it home, and there they're all like so excited with their carrots and the tree. Benjamin Rabbit, with his own hand, sliced a carrot and made a stand. Now let's see how this will look in our little chimney nook. There they are. But right away, the children cried, look, it's leaning off to one side. Oh no. It's too tall, that's all, said Mrs. Rabbit. And as though it were a summer carrot, she gave it a chop and threw away the top. Look. And she tossed it out of their den. Then Mistletoe Mouse just happened to see that tiny tip of a Christmas tree. There he is, walking along. Whoop. He pulled it through the snow and ice, up some stairs, and fell down twice. Oh, he's so tiny. It's hard for him to carry. At last, he reached his cozy house. It's just the right size, said Mrs. Mouse. Look at the tiny bit that's left. Then at the top, if you please, they made a star, or they put a star made out of cheese. Just a cheese star. Oh, wasn't it grand to have a tree exactly like Mr. Willowby? And there's the little mouse house, the little mouse hole right next to Mr. Willowby's tree. As you can see, they're in there with their little tiny tree. That is the end of Mr. Willowby's Christmas tree. The second book I have is called Dream Snow. This is one of our favorites. Dream Snow. He looks like Santa, but he's a farmer. On a small farm, there lived a farmer. He had only a few animals. He could count them on the fingers of one hand. So the farmer named his animals 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. By the end of the barn stood a small tree. The farmer named it Tree. Hello, Tree, he would say when he passed it. The farmer took good care of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Every day he fed them and he cleaned their stalls. In the evening, when his farm work was done, he went to his house. Then he sat in his favorite chair, drank a cup of hot peppermint tea, and ate a slice of bread with honey on it. One night, as he sat there, there's his bread and his tea. There he is. The farmer felt very cozy and a bit tired. Heavens, he said, yawning, it's almost Christmas and it hasn't snowed yet. With that, he fell asleep. Soon, he dreamed of falling snowflakes. They gently covered him with a white blanket. And he's dreaming that he's covered with a white blanket of snow. The snowflakes gently covered one with a white blanket. And there's one who's the horse. The snowflakes gently covered two with a white blanket. The cow. The snowflakes gently covered 3 with a white blanket. The sheep. The snowflakes gently covered 4 with a white blanket. The pig. The snowflakes gently covered 5 with a white blanket. The rooster. The farmer woke up from his dream, looked out the window, and saw snow. It was not dream snow, it was real snow. It had snowed while he had napped. Now, the snow clouds had moved away. The moon and stars sparkled in the wintry night sky. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 were safe and fast asleep. There they are in their barn, all safe and cozy and sleeping. Oh my, cried the farmer. I almost forgot. Quickly, he put on his warm coat, his warm boots, his warm hat, and his warm gloves. He grabbed a box, slung a sack over his shoulder, and dashed outside. Running past 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, the farmer shouted, I almost forgot, waking up the animals. They looked out the window and wondered what the farmer was up to now. They're like, what is he doing? They watched as he unpacked the box and emptied the sack. Here he is unpacking the box and emptying the sack. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 watched as he decorated tree. Then he shouted, Merry Christmas to all. Very decorated tree, and he has in his sack were presents for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Isn't that cute? I like that book. That is all. Thank you for letting me read to you, and I hope you enjoyed the stories.